I'm super excited to introduce the Peach Gravy Improvisation Theater, and this is Isaac Gilbert right here, who is their ringleader, and he's going to tell you all about what they do, and we're going to get to see them. We're going to get to see them at work. So I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much there, Jeremy. Yeah, so my name is Isaac. I moved here last summer, around May, for my job as a park ranger. And I started an improv club here because last year I did a lot of improv school. So before I get going, I'd like to thank Jeremy and Okanagan College for having us speak here. I love to speak in public. If I could speak to people all day, I would. So I did 2 schools, and how I got into it was someone asked me, have you ever thought about doing comedy? Because that could be kind of a smart, I'll let you finish that one sometimes. And I decided, oh, I never thought about that. And then stand-up's a little bit too structured, but I ended up taking a 2-day course in Vancouver at Vancouver Theatre Sports for spontaneity and absolutely loved it. So then I went on this journey. I decided to go into, I started taking another class in Vancouver called Blind Tiger, and then I moved to Montreal for 2 months. And I went from Montreal to Toronto every week doing 4 different schools of improv between each one. And I really loved it. And what I really loved about it, and what I'm hoping to address here today, is how much you can use improv in your life. Because how many of you wake up in the day and have a script for what you're going to do? I don't. I guess he does. I don't have a script. And we wake up, we have to accept whatever comes at us every single day. And in our improv group, we try to follow 3 main philosophies, or what we call guidelines, because there is no rules. There's no rules to improv. So what we try to follow, our first one is that we always say yes and. Yes and is we're always accepting, because improv is like a gift economy. When we're on stage, I give a gift to my partner, and that partner is going to accept that gift. If they say no, then they're blocking, and the scene is going to stall. So I'd like to introduce the other improvisers here before I continue. I'm kind of scattered a little today. But anyways, Raymond Wall-Whitnick. I know Raymond from Toastmasters in Penticton. He came out. He was one of the first people to come out for the club. Alex Cruz. He's all the way from down under. Not that country. The other one, New Zealand, with the flightless bird. He did improv in New Zealand through university, correct?
Mostly high school.
Mostly high school. Mackenzie Johnson, he did a lot of improv at Trinity University in Aldergrove, Langley. And Kate, who is the high school student in grade 12 with Mr. Knutson at Penn High. So one thing that we try to do is, big thing is, so the other rules. So the other guidelines, thank you. So the other one is we always make statements. We don't like to ask questions in improv, because when I ask a question, then I'm forcing the other improvisers to make that choice. So if I come on stage and I'm carrying this, and I say, what's in your hand? Well, then that person now has to make that choice of what that offer is going to be. The third guideline, thank you. Third guideline that I love the most is it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are great, because when a mistake happens, then you can explore what that world is like. So if I were to walk in and say booth brush, and I meant toothbrush, well, let's explore what a booth brush is. That could be maybe a booth that you go into and there's a brush that like brushes you off all your dirt, right? You explore that. You get to explore how that goes. Or if you mess up a line, it's fun to explore that. And we don't judge people. That's the idea of improv, that we try to accept as much as possible.
That's probably why I'm here.
Yeah. Now, having said that, I always stress to our improv group that we try not to make judgments and we try to always accept what happens, because we try to allow spontaneity to occur. We want them to focus on very positive things and not negative things. Sometimes these subjects do come up in improv, and what I try to tell people is that to always be respectful of race, sex, and any other prejudice. And it does happen because we are influenced by the world around us, by the news and the culture. And we always try to say to make improv as positive as possible. It's really hard. It's hard to make positive funny, but when you do, it is an amazing and great time. So the first thing I like to start off with is getting out spontaneity. And spontaneity is just being spontaneous and not judging yourself, allowing yourself to say whatever. And I'm going to bring it on to the audience first because I like to get you warmed up because you are going to give us prompts. So on the count of 3, if I could get everyone in the audience to give me what your favorite food is. 1, 2, 3. Pizza. A lot of pizza. All right, on the count of 3, what was your favorite job? 1, 2, 3. Library. All right, and now the fun one. That's a little bit hard. What is your favorite mythical creature? 1, 2, 3.
Unicorn.
Unicorn. No Ogopogo? Okay, so I'm going to get the improvisers up. So this is a game that we play to get our spontaneity working. It's called word association. So I'll start, and then Kate will throw it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a word to Raymond. Raymond's going to take that word, and then he's going to say a word associated to that to Alex. And Alex will take that word and then go to Mackenzie, Kate, and then Kate will throw it back to me, and we'll go around. So if I say banana.
Fruit.
Here.
Apple.
Chair.
Seat.
Auditorium.
Speaker. Series.
Cereal.
Spoon.
Knife.
Fork. Knife.
Spoon.
Bowl.
Crow.
Baby. Birth.
Ah.
Okay, good. So now, as you can see, there's sometimes a little bit of a pause in there. So to kind of break it, because what's happening is you get that word and you're kind of like, oh, what do I say? Sometimes you're like, oh, do I want to be funny or not? So now I'm going to try to break it down so that you don't think. So I'm just going to keep throwing words at Raymond, and then once the other word comes back. So, car.
Dog.
Money.
Financial.
Accountant.
Difficult.
Bank.
Salesman.
Robbery.
Teacher.
Mother.
Bank. Gun. Child.
Robbery.
Birth. Bag. Gun.
Difficult.
Shoot. Student.
Many.
Lunch.
Teacher.
Food.
Money. Jockey.
Financial.
Spoon. Accountant.
Knife.
Taxes.
Difficult.
Student. Step. Stairs. School.
Okay. All right, good. So making it faster is trying to get that your mind saying, okay, I'm not thinking about it, I'm not judging it, I'm just letting it go and just letting that process happen. So our next game that we're going to play is called five words in a category. So I'm going to give a category to Raymond. He's going to name 5 things in the category. Now, how this game works is that no matter what you say in those 5 words, we're going to accept it no matter what. So, and we're going to count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once he's named those 5 things in the category, he's going to give it to Alex. And Alex, he'll give a new category with 5 different words that Alex will have to come up with. So Raymond, can you give me 5 cars?
Cars.
5 cars.
Volkswagen.
1,
Royer.
2,
Chevrolet.
3,
Oldsmobile.
4,
And finally, the Volkswagen again.
5.
Category is sports.
Hockey.
1,
Football.
2,
Soccer.
3,
Tiddlywinks.
4, 5,
Your category is items of clothing. Shirt.
1,
Pants.
2,
Jeans.
3,
Jean shorts.
4,
Shoes.
5,
Movies.
Kill Bill.
1,
Kill Bill Volume 2.
2,
Great Expectations.
3,
Maverick.
4,
Maverick Volume 2.
5. All right, perfect. So you guys can sit down.
Maverick 2?
There is now. So after we get that's how we get our spontaneity. We get everything warmed up in that way. Next, what I like to teach, and this is I try to go as gradually as possible. I found some of the schools would be like, okay, today we're going to do spontaneity, we're going to do status, and so forth. And the issue with that is I found that it was just too scattered, and I like the small learning curve. So next, what I move into is narrative. Narrative is the big part of improv, is that we got to be able to tell a story to you within sometimes a minute. Or we play one game called Halftime. We have a minute to tell you a story, and then we have 30 seconds, and then we have 15 seconds, then we have 7 seconds and 5 milliseconds, and then we have 3 seconds to tell you a story. And it gets kind of crazy. So in improv, what we look at is a story in 3 ways: beginning, middle, and end. We first start with the beginning, and the beginning is your platform. And this is where we have to be really good with what our words are and what we're showing you, because we have nothing on stage. In theater, you have a nice set, you have costumes, you have a script and so forth. You know what's happening in the setting. Improv, we don't have any of that. Nothing at all. So we have to make that up for you. The hardest part in the story is the middle, which is the tilt that we call. And the tilt is a change. And I'll get back to this later on as we go through, because it's the hardest part, is being able to end a story. And then the ending, usually what we call, is a resolution. Sometimes you don't always have a solution to the story. Some of the best screenplays or best movies out there that have won original awards, like, for example, The Witness, is well used in the movie industry to show what a story is it had a resolution. At the end of it, there wasn't just a happy ending of riding into the sun. They were able to solve something, but there was still something missing that was never able to get resolved. So I'll get the improvisers back up again. So this next exercise, what really ratifies how we're going to use yes and. So I'll start off, and I'm going to say once upon a time. I'll explain the story, and then each improviser will always say yes and then. So one, they always accept what I'm saying, they're listening to what I'm saying. And the reason why I add the then in there, because we always want to progress the story forward. And we'll try to keep it as contained as possible. But this game, when you're playing with new people, and usually with like 20 people on our drop-in night sometimes, the stories go quite crazy. So it is trying to keep it contained. So once upon a time, there was a squirrel in a tree.
Yes, and the squirrel ran right across the river and drowned.
Yes, and as he was drowning, a trout swam past.
Yes, and the trout saw the drowning squirrel and grew very concerned.
Yes, and then the trout decided to save the drowning squirrel.
Yes, and the trout brought him to the shore.
Yes, and on the shore, he then lay down and went to sleep.
Yes, fortunately, there was another squirrel passing who knew how to do squirrel CPR.
Yes, and then the new squirrel performed squirrel CPR, and the second squirrel the original squirrel woke up.
Yes, and then they realized they were long-lost brothers.
Yes, and the other squirrel brought him all the way back to their family tree.
Yes, and the family tree was a birch tree in the woods just over by the way.
Yes.
That's where they all met.
Yes, and buried at the base of the birch tree was a lovely hoard of acorns.
Yes, and then the original squirrel, joyfully reunited with his family, ate all the acorns.
Yes, and then his, well, not new father, but just refound father, got quite irate with him.
Yes, and from then on, he was always grounded in that tree. All right, perfect. So there's somewhat of a continuous story, per se. So the next one we're going to do is story structure. So this is like a good one to like really explain how stories work and what words we can use in improv to be able to get through the story. So I'm going to start off once again with once upon a time. The next person, so it's Raymond, he's going to say because. Alex will say unfortunately. Mackenzie will say because, and Kate will be the fortunately. And then Kate will start and then send it back this way. So actually, can I get an occupation? Dentistry, okay. Once upon a time, there was a dentist in the zoo.
Because he was checking out the tiger's teeth.
Unfortunately, the tiger had a really rotten tooth because it had been eating too many sweet treats.
Because the tiger had a rotten tooth, the dentist had to remove all of the tiger's teeth.
Fortunately, tigers, little known fact, are similar to sharks, and they have a lot of rows of teeth.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a young man who decided he wanted to find his fortune in Switzerland.
Because Switzerland, as we all know, has really expensive timepieces, chocolates, and neutrality.
Unfortunately, he spoke neither German, French, nor Italian.
Because he was an imbecile.
Fortunately, he had a huge wallet. All right, good. There we go. Yeah, you guys can sit down at this time. So yeah, that's the story structure. And we have a lot of other games that we use. Because is really good. for the story. So instead of having a yes and story, sometimes I'll get the improvisers to use because and make them repeat what the other person's saying. Because the big thing with improv is sometimes we're already trying to think of something that's coming up. We're hearing our partner say something, it's like, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to say, and then you try to say it and it may not work. So the big thing is getting out of that mode and just listen to what your partner's saying, and then say what you're going to do pretty much at the last minute, and just trust yourself and not judge yourself what's happening. I do, as you saw with the word association, is try to break that judgment down. Now the other thing in improv that we have to do, that we don't have the luxury of in a theater, is we have no props. We have nothing on stage with us. So we have to create that environment for you to make it believable. And that can be very hard. So if we could get, so they're all going to stay down. So this is a game that we play. It's called Building a Room. And what's going to happen is each improviser is going to come up and they're going to put an item into a room that I'll ask the audience to give. And they'll put an item and they're going to interact with that item and they're going to sit back down. The next improviser is going to come up, interact with that item that they just put in, and they're going to put another one in. And hopefully, as we keep doing this, we're going to build a whole room for you, and maybe even get you guys to guess what objects were put in. So can I get a non-geographical location? Maybe like a room in a house, room in an office, like Walmart. Sure, okay, Walmart. Okay, so Walmart.
It's a town.
Basketball?
All right, perfect. So hopefully you kind of see what kind of space that we were creating here. So can I get another, like let's, room in a house? Bathroom, okay, perfect.
What's going to happen?
good. All right. So that's fine and dandy that we've shown you story and mime. So this is at the point where I teach the students when they come out to drop-in improv is to now infuse these together. And how I like to infuse these together is to be able to get the students to think of mime work, but something totally different than what they're doing. Because sometimes in improv we fall into two traps. One, we just stand there on stage and we just talk to each other like this, and nothing's going on. We're just telling a story, we're talking back and forth. Or what happens, we start miming, and we're talking about what we're miming and what we're doing. And that's not progressing. We want to be able to have a story and be able to progress it forward. The other thing that I always tell them to do is that you got to make everything personal in improv. When you go on stage, you know that other person, and name that person, and be able to, you know that person's history. So actually, I skipped one game, so I want to do it really quickly with you and show you how it's done. But it's called 3 lines. So I have 2 improvisers come up. And so they got 3 lines to be able to tell you. So what we're trying to do is who they are, where they are, and what they're doing. And they have 3 lines to do that, because that's what we want to be able to do is create that picture for you right away. So what kind of occupation are these 2 guys in? Carpentry, okay?
Bob, I need the number 6 nails.
Number 6 nails. I left them in the truck, Jim.
You're a goddamn failure, Bob.
All right, good. 2 more improvisers up. Non-geographical location. A church, okay.
You ready for the service? We're ready for the service. We're going to get everybody excited and tell them about the glory of God.
I forgot my Bible today. Sorry, Dad.
Aren't going to church. You have the Bible.
All right, good. So yeah, I forgot to add it, but yeah, that's the one thing we like to do is be able to create the scene. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 improvisers up, 2 more, and how this one's going to work is they got a minute to mime out a scene. Yeah. So what they're going to do is we're going to ask, where are these 2 right now? Or what's their occupation, job, or whatever comes to mind. They work at a bowling alley. Okay, perfect. All right. So they got 1 minute, and they're going to mime being in a bowling alley. And go. Okay, that's good. All right, so now what they're going to do is they're going to remime the same scene that they just did, but they're going to be talking about something totally unrelated to that. Yeah, so what did these 2 do this past weekend? What's their favorite sport? They played ping pong. That's the one thing that's great about improv is that when we ask for prompts, we get to choose which ones we pick. All right, so they're going to remime this scene, same thing that they did, but they're going to talk about their weekend of ping pong. Go.
Boy, I'm exhausted.
I know, right? There's something about going from the tiniest, lightest ball to the heaviest ball that just takes the wind out of you.
Right? I mean, every time I hit it off the table, it was horrible.
Indeed. And I mean, like, you know, you were serving everywhere, and how long was our score at Love Love, right?
I mean, I'm not the best player, but I expected you to be
same.
better.
I'm not even good at bowling. I just work here.
Well, I mean, I could try my hand.
Yeah, I've seen you serve. Good luck with that.
You're right.
Strike! Yeah, gotta clean that up. Thanks.
All right, perfect. All right. So we've gone over three areas of improv that we've worked on: spontaneity, narrative, and mime work. And that kind of gives us the foundation to be able to come up here and create a scene and create a story for you and try to entertain you. In improv, we don't get paid that much, we get paid by claps. So now what we're going to move into is what kind of helps improvisers along with the story. And one thing I always tell them is the best way to always come into a scene is always to come in with a character. Because when you come into a character, you're coming in with kind of an offer to yourself. So for example, with me, I love announcers, like the announcers that you hear on TV. So for example, when I was a kid, I grew up in Windsor, Ontario, and every single weekend I'd always hear this commercial about monster trucks down in Detroit. So it'd be like, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at the Silver Dome, Gravedigger takes on Bigfoot in the ultimate showdown of monster trucks. I'm like, what would that guy's life be like at his home? When you come to, honey, 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 tonight for breakfast we're having eggs over easy and bacon. So that character is exploring what would these characters be like if they were to just jump into a scene. So we'll get all the improvisers up. So this is how I like to explain how to build a character. So it's a tight space, but they're just gonna walk around very neutral right now. Completely neutral. And then what I'm gonna ask them to do is I would like them to lead with one part of their body around 60% right now. So you pick a part of the body and lead around 60%. Okay, now lead with that part of the body at 75%. All right, now lead with it at 95%. Make it real comical. Okay, now bring it back down to 65%. And now I'm going to start asking them. And I'll get them, and they'll just demonstrate their characters to you. Now, I want you guys to think, how does this person sound? How do they talk? All right, think about how your characters talk. All right, what would your character bring to a dinner party for food?
I would bring a bottle of wine from the Okanagan Valley, one of the best wines there is around.
Okay. Now I want you to think of a name for this character. What's your name? So what's your name? What do you sound like? What are you going to bring for dinner? And one more thing, what are you going to bring for as an activity? Okay? Now I want you to bring up your character around 75% again, and I want you to stand in a line. All right, everybody, thanks we're here at our dinner party tonight, and I have my four favorite friends with me. We'll start off with you. I have bad memory, so I forgot their names. What's your name again?
Frank.
Frank, what did you bring for dinner tonight?
Oh, I told you.
Oh, yeah, the wine.
Wine, and it's so good, it'll just mellow your mouth right out.
All right, Frank. And what do you do for a living, Frank?
Oh, quite frankly, I'm a rock hunter.
You're a rock hunter. Oh, that's great. I'll have to talk to you later about that one.
There's a lot in this around here.
Yeah, there is a lot of rocks. And what's your name again?
Name's Joe Beamer.
Hey, Joe Beamer, how goes it?
Good.
What'd you bring for dinner tonight?
Hot dogs. Get your hot dogs here.
Perfect. And what activity you got for us today?
Well, I was going to have a home run derby.
Home run derby. All right. Well, we'll talk about that after. And what's your name again?
I think it's Izzy.
Izzy? Oh,
Yeah.
Do you remember what you brought for dinner tonight, too?
No, I forgot.
You forgot.
I forgot.
What about activity?
I brought Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, yeah. You'll do great at that.
Yeah, I know.
And your name?
Kane.
Kate.
Kane.
Kane. Oh, sorry, Kane.
I think that's with an N.
Yeah, Kane. So, Kane, what did you bring for dinner tonight?
Cobb salad.
You brought Cobb salad. Oh, my favorite. And what's your activity?
Baseball bat.
Baseball bat for what?
Home run derby?
Nah,
Oh.
neighbors' mailboxes.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So, what'd you get up to this weekend there, Frank?
Well, I was out in the bush there looking for stuff and,
Rocks?
yeah, rocks, but the special rocks.
Oh yeah, what special rocks?
Well, ones that are curled like a nose.
Curled like a nose.
Yeah, they're very special around here apparently.
Really? I never knew that.
And then you can hook them on the wall. It's one of the,
Wow. Never knew about that. Well, I'll have to look at your rock collection sometimes, Frank. And so, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Oh, I should have known that
Gotta
one.
know.
And what position do you like in baseball?
Man, I'm a shortstop
You're a shortstop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why a shortstop?
because I'm a little bit jumpy.
Oh, you're a little bit
Little bit
jumpy.
jumpy,
Oh,
a little
that's
bit
good.
wired.
Yeah. So what'd you get up to this weekend?
I was at the game, man. I can't play anymore, so I just sell the hot dogs.
Oh, what game? What team?
Yeah, it's the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Oh, yeah.
love
Who's
that
Blue Jay fans in here?
Love that team.
And what'd you get up to this weekend?
Oh, yeah,
I'll get back to you. And Kane, what's your motivation for hitting mailboxes?
I don't know, something to do.
And do you do this in your car, on your bike, or just walking?
Yeah, it depends what my mode of transportation is.
Okay. And what's your favorite car to drive when you hit mailboxes?
My mom's.
Oh, your mom's over. And how's your mom feel about that?
Why, she ask you? I'm not doing that.
Okay. Well, let's not get into that. All right. Perfect. Thanks, everybody. You guys can sit down. So that's how we build characters, and it's fun to bring that character in and see what it does in that scene, and it also helps you out, like I said. All right, so now the next two things I'm going to talk about are the hardest things in improv, and that's when I was talking to you about the tilt in a story. Tilt in a story usually happens when there's an emotion or a status change in a story, and that is really hard to gather because you're both trying to come up with these things. You're putting these building blocks in. And what it is kind of a tug of war. And you have to choose who's high status and who's low status. Or what emotion does that person have? What emotion do I have? And is there going to be a change in that emotion? Because that's when the tilt happens. When that switch occurs, then you can come into the resolution because you've been able to reach a goal. So to get our improvisers warmed up for emotions, I'll get them all to stand up. This is a fun game. Can I get an emotion for Kate, please? Okay, disgusted. Can I get an emotion for Mackenzie? Joy. Okay. Can I get an emotion for Alex? Guilty. Can I get an emotion for Raymond? Sad. Okay, so sad, guilty. What was your? Joy, and disgusted. Okay, so how this is going to work is I'm the conductor, and I'm going to raise and lower their emotions. And they're going to be an emotional symphony. So I'll get you.
Didn't do it, man. Totally didn't.
Wait, why are you moving your hand at me?
Didn't do it. Didn't do it, man. Totally didn't do it, man.
Life is so wonderful. I love it. I love everything. Kittens and puppies and flowers and kittens, and I'm going to grad school. Oh my goodness, I love it so much.
Didn't do it. I really didn't do it. There's no way. Okay. Maybe. So what if I did?
You want to do it again? It's kind of weird of you to do that. I mean, you can do it again.
Life is so wonderful.
I did do it.
I
Oh my gosh. What if it was me?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Is life wonderful? Is life great? Is
Right now?
life is so fantastic.
Why are you touching me?
Okay, good. So that's. Yeah, it is. It is quite exhausting. You should know, James. But it's really good to explore and commit to that emotion and be able to bring it in the scene, because these emotions are the ones that are able to change how the scene goes. So I'm going to get two improvisers up, please. So this is a game that we call scene replay. And how it's going to work is that the actors, the two improvisers, Kate and Alex, are going to improvise a scene for 1 minute. And they're going to have no emotion whatsoever for it. After that minute's done, they're going to react the scene out, but they're going to do it with a different emotion. Okay, so can I get in, how do these two know each other? What's their relationship? Speed dating. Perfect, right? So totally neutral, speed dating. And go.
Hey, so what do you do?
My name's James. I'm a florist. I really like flowers. Yeah, I in fact, here, I brought you a little something.
Hey, thanks.
What was your name?
Oh, I'm Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Yeah, what brings you to speed dating?
Something to do, really.
Yeah? Have you ever met anyone interesting through speed dating?
No, not particularly.
No?
Still haven't.
Recently? So,
The flowers are pretty though.
yeah, well, it took me a long time. I put 3 hours into making that particular bouquet.
Oh, yeah, no, the yellow really goes with your eyes.
Okay, perfect, all right. What emotion do they both have right now? An emotion. Regret. Okay, so it's an emotion. Yeah. So emotion is regret. So and go.
Hey, so what do you do?
I'm a florist. I wanted to be an accountant, but became a florist. Oh. I made this earlier, but I don't really want it anymore. Here. And sorry, what was your name?
I'm Mackenzie.
Mackenzie? What sort of name's that?
Oh. I don't know. Yeah,
So what brings you to speed dating?
something to do? I don't know.
You want to get out of here? I really, I thought this was going to turn into something good, but I just can't.
Okay, good. All right. So what's another emotion that they have? What? Okay, hope. And go.
Hey, so what do you do?
My name's James. I'm a florist, and I think I can change the world with flowers. Here, I've got some flowers, and I just think they're totally going to change your world.
Thank you, James.
And what's your name?
I'm Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie. What brings you to speed dating?
Something to do or something to see?
Maybe find a little someone?
I don't know, I might not go that far.
You want to get out of here?
Okay, one more time, and we're going to do it with sadness. All right? Complete and utter sadness. And go.
I prepared a bouquet for you, but it died.
These are my mother's favorite.
What brings you to speed dating?
Something to do, get out of the house. For once.
Oh my gosh. It's so tragic. All these people, and they're all single.
They're not gonna find anyone.
They're not. They're just not. It's not going to happen for them. Oh my God.
You're gonna be alone forever. So are you.
Okay, we can end it there. That was really good. Thanks. So it's interesting how much that similar scene, different emotion, and what we can get out of that scene. So our next one is status. Now, status is something that I really caught on to and really loved when I learned about it. Because status is technically what we do almost every single day in our lives. It's how we compare ourselves to another person. Think about when you're walking down the street. Do you move over for the person that's coming towards you? And how do you make that judgment? Or if you look at public, how does people stand when you're on a bus or when you're walking or when you're in a room? Or the best one is, how do you act if you walk into a room and you realize that there's no one in there that you know? It's like what's your status? Do you come off really confident? Do you come off really busty? And status was really interesting when I found out about that because I find that's really big in our society right now when it comes to social media. So we're always trying to up our status up more and more and more and not being able to bring it down. And improv is a very important one because there's the emotional change. But when we get into status is that the tilt of if you have a scene and the character's like, like really confident and there's someone lower down status, but he's trying to bring that person up. The comedy of it could be whether or not that person who's really confident then drops his status down to that person, or that other person brings their status up. The other thing with status too in your life is how empathetic you are to someone. How willing are you to drop your status down to someone else and be with that person in that moment? It's something that I have always struggled with in my life, and I never understood it because I was like, oh, how do I be with this person right now? If you think about it, like when we talk about the difference between sympathy and empathy, sympathy is kind of like, oh, well, at least you have this, and at least, there's other things. Am I really being empathetic to that person? Whereas it's like, hey, I'm here, I'm with you right now. I've dropped myself down, and that you're making that connection with someone. So in improv, how we use it is try to progress the story and be able to go. And I really like it because I really like delving into that subject and being able to see it in my own life and how I react in public. And when you kind of become aware of that, it's really interesting. So we're going to have all of us up. One person is going to decide to bring a chair. One person is going to be the king. The other person is going to be the servant. And all right. So we'll get you over there facing this way. So who's Mackenzie's servant? Who wants to be Mackenzie's servant? You be a servant. Okay? So how this works is that Mackenzie is the highest status person. He's the king in the room. The servant is the second highest in the room. He has to do whatever the king says. We are all going to judge we're going to come in and put status into the king. However, each and every one of us are going to give the king bad news. And the king gets to decide whether we live or die. If we die, the servant's going to throw us out of the room and we're going to throw us to the wolves. And the king can decide whether that's going to happen. So I'll be the first one to come in. So I'm going to come in with either be really confident or low status. So.
You, Lionel, there's a peasant in my room.
Hi, King. I wanted to talk to you about your accounting. 100 gold pieces went missing.
100 gold pieces went missing.
Yeah, it's your son. He's just spending it everywhere on pigs.
Never that rascal.
I just really wanted to come here and just tell you that.
What is your name?
Phil?
Phil.
Yeah, because I fill in holes usually.
Ah, it's a good name. Lionel. See to it that Phil here receives a barony and that my son is executed.
Oh, thanks. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks. Thanks, King.
Dad, I saw a royal decree out around town that I'm to be executed. This will not stand.
Well, apparently you were spending 100 gold pieces on pigs and possibly whores. So, or was it horses? Either way.
Horses and pigs, yes. You gave me the shopping list. I was just following your orders.
Whores were not on the shopping list. That was definitely horses.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not very literate, as you know. You never spend enough money on trading my language skills.
Ooh.
So,
Lionel.
Maybe I misread.
Lionel. Execute my son still. Throw him to the wolves. But remind me, I must make a note.
I've got more gold coins! More gold coins!
Siri, make a note. Increase education fund.
Hey, yo, King.
Yes.
I'm the new shopkeeper in town.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome to the kingdom of Kingdom Town.
Just letting you know I'm going to take your throne.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Are you now?
Pure capitalism. That's how it's installed here. No more feudalism anymore.
I mean.
What you going to do about it, King?
I'll throw you to the wolves.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's what you're going to do? You'll see about this, King, in the afterlife.
I mean, capitalism, though. How goes things?
You just killed our last child.
Really the last one?
Well, no, not the last one.
Oh.
The last one pricked her finger on a spinning wheel.
Oh.
So, you know,
Dang.
gonna
That's unfortunate.
find
So-
an heir or something.
Or else Angelina Jolie takes over, right? Right.
If you want.
That's a lot of adopted children. Lionel,
Yes.
execute my wife. Angelina Jolie's single now.
And scene. Okay. So that's playing with status, showing that you can be confident or really scared of going to the king, and to play with that in the scene. And usually, sometimes what we try to do is who increases or who decreases in it to be able to finish the story. So we've talked about narrative, mime, character, spontaneity, status, and emotion. We're going to put this all together now in a game that we call Hero's Quest. And how this will work is we'll get a location and we're going to get a problem, and we have to be able to figure out that problem and get it solved. And we're going to do improvisation for probably about hopefully 5 to 10 minutes for this. So can we get a non-geographical location?
Mountainside.
Yeah, that is geographical.
Jail cell.
Jail cell, okay, perfect, a jail cell. And what problem are we trying to solve right now? What problem do we have in the jail cell?
There are no bars.
There are no bars, perfect. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. No bars. All right. What,
Off stage there?
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, off stage is out here.
We can escape at any point, right?
I mean, I guess. I'm just like, I want to get out on good behavior, so, you know, it is a real moral, ethical quandary. We must consider, now that we are here, if we are to truly redeem ourselves, do we leave or do we stay? What if maybe this is a test?
Yeah, good. You want to get out in good behavior?
Yes.
What if we calmly walk out? You know, we don't cause a fuss or anything. We just leave.
What if we inform a guard?
Ah.
Hey, hey,
Hey!
go back in there. Back in there.
Sorry.
Oh, you're gonna get a beating, boy, if you come back outside of there.
Sorry, sir.
This is the honor system we're running here.
Oh!
We don't have enough money for bars.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Don't talk. Phil.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Okay.
Right. We're gonna need bars on here. They're getting risky.
Oh, maybe we should get some barbed wire.
Oh, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Get Chuck. Where's Chuck?
Chuck.
Chuck.
Come on, Chuck.
Chuck, we need.
I like bars just because I have my mug, right? And I like to clang it against the bar.
Oh, no clanging. Throw the mug down.
We'll electrify the fence and you can get yourself a shot.
How about this? How about we go find you bars, come back, put them into the prison, and then just stay behind them.
That is a great idea.
That does sound like a really great idea. No.
Yes, no, it's a brilliant idea.
and-
Honor system.
Yeah,
honor
honor
system.
That's right. We are running on an honor system
Yes.
here. All right.
We're doing the prison a service.
I
We're
know.
doing ourselves a service.
Yeah,
we
make-
promise we'll come back.
Chuck,
Pinky
what do you think,
promise.
Chuck?
If not, it's the barbed wire for both of you.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, okay, sure. So we'll
Bars
just
are more comfortable.
bars on.
Yeah. You better go get some
Let's
bars.
go find some bars.
Yeah.
You got 20 minutes.
Okay. So
What if you have an idea?
yes.
Yeah?
What if there are bars at the bar?
Ooh, yeah, I know a ballet studio. Just a block down from me.
Yeah. There are plenty of bars there.
Yeah.
There are plenty of bars there.
B-A-R-R-E.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? You have to explain this. I did not dance.
Oh, that's just, the thing you
That's
hold
me
on
dancing.
to. We're wasting our 20 minutes.
Thanks, let's go.
Madam Humphreys Ballet School, how can I help you?
Do you have any bars?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need a bar.
Yes,
Some convicts looking for bars.
We need to go back to prison.
Certainly, but you're going to have have to do a little something for me if I'm going to give you my bar. I need it for my students.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
we have 17 minutes.
So I was hoping to make a music video. My ballet school has been empty of students for the last 3 months, and I was hoping to do some promotion or work on social media. But I need some dancers. If the two of you could dance in my promotional music video,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
Yeah. No. Let's do it.
Excellent. James, have you got the camera?
Yeah.
These two are going to dance for the music video.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you get this.
Yeah.
And I think people spin, right? People
Yeah.
spin? Yeah.
Just, I'll spin you.
This is brilliant. I'm just going to flick the lights on and off a little for some special effects.
Yeah.
I am getting very dizzy.
Um,
Whoa.
quick, grab onto the bar.
What bar? Where? Where's the bar? I don't see it. Just help. Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
So two escaped convicts walk into a bar.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Did you call an ambulance?
I didn't, but you're very efficient. He was performing in my music video, but he's not looking so good. Can you take a look at him?
Ah, you look terrible.
He's been in jail for a bit.
Oh, well, that's not good. You should not be in jail. You're too good of a guy to be in jail.
Thank you.
That's what I've been saying.
But it is on the honor system. I'm trying to get on the good behavior.
Oh, well, then you're out.
Yeah, but we're going back. We have to get bars.
This doesn't make sense.
I mean, well, it's on the honor system. We have to get bars for the prison. The prison doesn't have bars. It's underfunded. It's not a for-profit prison.
You sound good enough to be healthy enough to look for more bars.
We got some good footage.
Upload it for us.
Yeah.
We need to get it up as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We can't pay the mortgage next month.
Oh, yeah.
Once you do get out of a prison, would you consider joining my ballet school? I could do with some students. I would honestly take you for free. You've got some skills. I see a lot of potential in the both of you.
I mean, I was sort of planning on being a lawyer. You know, taking the bar exam.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool. All that jazz.
Sure.
Very good. It's all loaded up.
Excellent. I hear law schools look really good. Look really kindly on extracurricular activities. So
I know, right?
Hey.
my friend is actually the dean of the local law school, so I could put in a good word for you.
Bars.
Yeah, lighten the load. All right.
Okay.
Back.
Good luck.
Back. And my watch broke.
Oh.
Well, that's fine. I don't even have a word in prison. Gotta get back.
When you're doing time, you don't need the time.
You've got the point. Let's get back. Oh, we got some buzz! And we're in a music video and we're possibly going viral.
Yeah.
Good. Now install the bars.
Okay? Should we be on the outside? On the
Bring the welder. Bring the welder.
That's a real ethical moral quandary. Like, where should we be when we install the bars?
Outside.
No, inside.
Inside.
Fine.
Are you trying to put one over me?
Go on the inside. I'll go on the outside. Just
You put the bars on. Okay.
Yeah, well, helping.
Hold the bars up.
help
I got
me.
it.
You got the welder. Start putting the bars
Yeah,
up.
put them where you want.
Hold that there.
That's not the right spot. If you're running this into open steel.
Oh, if you think it's not the right spot, you get in there and do it yourself.
Yeah, get in there. Get in there and do it.
I'm a welder. Just put them in the right spot.
Wardens?
Okay.
I say wardens. My name's Madame Pomfrey. These two gentlemen.
That's right. I am the warden.
Yeah, these two gentlemen who you were trying to incarcerate. They've just gone viral on the internet.
Oh.
They've got 10 million signatures from their fans petitioning for them to be released.
Okay. Here's the deal. They put the bars on. They can go.
Put the
Yeah,
bars
sounds good.
on.
Their fans aren't going to put up for it if you try to trick them though.
Put the bars right
Like they'll
spot.
riot. They'll take this place over. They have like.
Okay, well just put the bars on.
We have. They're there. There they are.
When did I get it inside?
I mean, it's the last bar you just slunk through. You were really excited.
You thought that you could go viral and get out. You're in there for life.
No! How dare you! This is probably illegal. I'll find out as soon as I become a lawyer.
When that time comes. But here, you can have your cup back.
Oh, goody.
Hey, that cup.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I know,
Yeah.
right? Clank, 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 clank.
And scene. Okay, so that's 8 o'clock. So that's pretty much right on time, which is really awesome. Perfect 1 hour. So yeah, that's what basically we do at Drop-In Improv. So it happens every Monday night at 7 p.m. at Cowork Penticton, downstairs in the Flex Room. We are trying to expand the program. So these are kind of like the core group here. Kate, Mackenzie, and Alex have stepped forward under my absence and started teaching the Drop-In Improv every Monday night. And what we're trying to move into is being able to do performances and able to start bringing people into doing more intensive programs than just drop-in. A lot of it is getting people more comfortable with being on stage and being able to do improv and really connect with one another. It's open to anyone who wants to come out for improv, and we try to make it as fun as possible. The big thing with improv is making sure that we constantly have a lot of energy, we make it comfortable for people, and just it's very motivating. It's about breaking out, getting out of yourself out of your comfort zone, and having a real fun time for 2 hours. So if this interests you, like by all means, come out Monday night at 7 p.m. at Cowork, and it happens every week.
The best way to find out is to look online, especially on Facebook.
We're on Facebook.
Peach Gravy
Theater Cooperative.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and then we put up events. So if it isn't on Monday night, then it will.
Say it's not on Monday night.
Yeah.